So just so we can get a sense of who you are and who you play, can you tell us who Patty is?
So Patty is a newly widowed mother of two. She's got two young boys, and her husband just passes away when we meet her. And to make ends meet and to put food on the table, she sort of gets caught up working for the mob and spends a good 6 years of her life being involved in the mob. So the movie is really about her finding her strength, finding her voice, and once the negative effects of her job start to take their toll on her children, she decides that she has to get out, and then it's about her journey to try to get out of the mob.
What was it about this story that just kind of you had to play this role that really drew you?
I think it was a lot of things. I think, first of all, being an Italian girl from New York, I could totally relate to the whole, language and Patty's voice, and her feistiness and her maternal instincts and her nurturing and her sort of matriarchal influence, not only, with her family, but the bigger family of the mob. So I think it was that. I think it was also just to be able to, I'm going to be 35 in December, so just to be able to have a role where I get to play a mother of two, which I don't normally, get offered those, was exciting for me. And then just the opportunity to do something to really create a character.
It's always interesting to me when the stories are based on a real life story. How does that change your approach to your character? Because you're playing someone that is real.
Yeah, with this one, it didn't really change the approach because her, as soon as I read the script, her voice was so familiar to me. I felt like I knew this person, and I actually went, the opposite direction, which you would think that, for instance, when I played Amy Fisher in a television movie, 20 years ago, I watched videotape of her, I listened to her voice, I really tried, because that was someone in the public eye. So you really sort of had to mimic that person. But with Patty, because she wasn't in the public eye, nobody really knows who she is. So it was really about just going into it as I would another character. And I didn't want to know too much, because I felt like right after I read the script initially, I had such a clear cut of what this woman was all about that I was afraid that if I learned too much, it would change that perception.
I wanted to talk about working with the director. He's got such a unique style. What's it like working with him? How's that been?
Jerry is amazing. He's incredibly talented, has great vision, but I think from an actor's perspective, what I love about working with him is that he really gives you enough freedom as an actor to let something breathe and to have its own life, and to be creative in the process, but never let you feel like you're out there on your own. He's like the ultimate safety net, so, which is great because you're able to take risks and you know that you're protected by something, bigger than you. So he's everything you could ask for as far as just a creative collaborator.
This is your first time shooting in Toronto. You're definitely not new, but how have you found the crew here? How have you found working?
The crew's so sweet and amazing. I've had a great time. It's, seamless as far as, you can't tell the difference between a Canadian crew and an American crew. In fact, sometimes I feel like Canadian crews work a little harder. We get kind of lazy in the States, fast food nation. But, yeah, I'm having a great time.
Just wanted to switch gears just slightly. There are many male producers back at the station who are rather upset at me that I got to meet you today. So I have to ask for them.
Yes.
Are you single?
I am single. I've been single for almost a year.
So are you looking for Mr. Right?
No. I stopped looking probably last January. Yeah. I'm, taking a hiatus and sort of focusing on myself.
Oh. What, anything
Which is probably going to make it more attractive, because then they'd like the challenge.
Anything that led you to that? Is there anything sort of past relationships that maybe have...
No, I just think you get to a point in your life where you're okay being alone and it's more important to be a happy human being than be in something that isn't fulfilling. So.
I also wanted to ask you, I think you're probably one of the best people to speak to. You really have grown up in the public eye, right? How do you feel when you're watching the drama that sort of follows Lindsay Lohan, Britney Spears, kind of girls who have been in the same situation? How does that make you feel? As any compassionate human being, I feel bad for them, but I would never pass judgment. I believe everyone's on their own path, and it's sad. I don't think it's any sadder because they're actors. I think, human beings that are on a self-destructive path are just, it's heartbreaking to watch. Unfortunately, we are forced to watch that from our celebrities. So, I feel bad. Is there anything because you've sort of grown up in the same way? Is there anything do you see a different side of it than maybe we would?
No, I think every, like I said, everyone's on their own path, and everybody's life is so specific to their upbringing, their parents, their everything. I lived a very blessed, fortunate life. I have two amazing parents that have been married for 40 years, and I was never in that whole Hollywood scene, so I'm looking at it as an outsider, just like everybody else.
I also just wanted to quickly touch on, you do some great charity work, and you were just honored, actually. Mm-hmm. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
I'm an ambassador for UNICEF, and I'm also the founding ambassador for neglected tropical diseases. And it is my most fulfilling work that I do in my life. It's, reason to stay motivated and reason to take a career to a next level so that you have a stronger voice to create more change.
Why are those such important issues for you? Why have you focused on these issues?
I think that, any issue that surrounds children, and I think that anything that can bring us together, and if I can use my voice to affect positive change, then it's sort of my duty to do so.
And finally, we'll wrap everything up. I just wanted to know, just very briefly, quickly, what's going on for you next? This is wrapping up pretty quickly?
Yeah, we wrap tomorrow, and then I go back to LA and sort of wait around for the writer's strike to be over, and then I go back to work on My Name is Earl for 3 more episodes.